Is the role of journalists being faded out by the continual growth of social media and citizen journalism? For almost 2 decades, the web has changed the world and revolutionized how information is stored, published, searched, and consumed. When it comes to journalists and their duty to deliver the content of the news, it is clear that over time their responsibility and role has been subjected and overruled by the use of the internet. As the internet provides all different forms of social mediums, for example Twitter, Facebook, and blogging forums, it has unmistakably changed the way journalists practice their professions. It is important we address this issue in its full extent of this research question so that us future journalists have a chance to express our work to a full, reliable, and credible degree. The impact of journalists communicating through the digital technologies and various forums is what's negating the growth of social media. This further stops journalists from performing their profession. According to an Introduction to Journalism by Richard Rudden, Rudden defines journalism as a form of communication that is covered by a huge range of output across all media platforms in almost every country of the world. So why is it important that this definition of journalism is acknowledged in the process of answering the question? Well, according to Rob McIntyre, journalism is believed to be an example of a field which is currently under siege due to the internet fostering the growth of citizen journalists and bloggers. One of the most important roles of a journalist is to filter the information for broadcasting, be it publication, broadcasting itself, the internet, or some other type of communication. However, citizen journalists and bloggers from all social media forums are slowly overruling these roles of filtering information for broadcasting. We can acknowledge and appreciate that journalists were once the primary gatekeepers of news, selecting various processes through the latest intelligence which was passed on to the public. What makes social media of a particular interest to journalism is how influential it has become as a form of communication and news-breaking tool. Sometimes social media forums are covering news stories even before news organisations have the chance to report it. Furthermore, online news outlets that include the forums of social media are slowly replacing traditional journalism, and therefore the consumption of online news is just not the same. As citizen journalism is an apparent disproving factor in the profession of journalism, it is in no doubt they effectively influence the roles of qualified journalists. A vast majority of citizens are participating in the roles of citizen journalism by contributing to news articles via social media. They also do this by sharing photos and videos to advocate for news stories via online mediums. Although it is in no doubt that there is a major shift happening in the media industry in regards to the continual growth in social media and active citizen journalism, we as aspiring journalists should work together to fight for our profession. As citizen journalists don't have credit or a trustworthy profession to report on breaking news, or any news for that matter, there should be a system where only qualified and recognised journalists are able to make professional comments on such news story. This will further limit the use of citizen journalism, yet gain a positive power in the journalist industry.
Created using Powtoon.